Let's go look at these examples where they drew the circles for you and you need to go and find the equation based on that. Keep in mind that this is actually usually how it's going to be in an exam, because they usually give you a sketch or something is going on and then they ask you questions about it. So if this is a question, it will probably be like question 3.1 or 4.1, probably question 4. So yeah, here. So from what you see here, you should be able to realize that that's the center in this beautifully drawn circle. Then 2 is this distance here. So then 2 has to be the radius. Similarly, the 3 is the x value and the 2 is the y value of the center. And then you should be able to find the equation from there. So because it's a positive 3, we'll subtract 3. Positive 2 there, so we subtract 2. And then if r is 2, then r squared will be 4. So we put 4 there. Similarly, in the second question, we got the center. And then this distance here is going to be your radius. Okay, in this case, that is the x movement, right? It's that same movement there. And our x coordinate is -1. So our radius will be 1, meaning our radius squared will also be 1. So when you go substitute, it's again the opposite side. So it will be +1 and +2, and then equal to 1. Here, we are not given the center. We are not given the radius. All we are given are these 2 points. But what you need to realize is this -4 is your lowest point of the circle. The line is just touching there, meaning this has to be your center. So it has to be -4. Similarly, if you look at this distance, that's our radius. Meaning, and that's also a y movement, is how much we have moved up. So if we can find that value over there, which is our r, that's going to be our center. Okay, so we need our radius to be able to find the center. So currently what we have is a +4, because opposite sign, and a -r. Okay, so we just need to solve for r, and we were given that point. So we go substitute that point, which we know is not 8, because 8 does not make a point. One value does not make a point. It's actually the point 0.8. So we have to go substitute 0.8 into that formula, and then we can solve for r, and therefore both that value and that value. So we get 16 plus that we have to go multiply out. It is a trinomial as an answer because it was 2 brackets that are the same, right? A bracket squared is 2 of the same brackets. So we should be getting 64 and r squared, right? But our middle term is going to be 8 times -r times 2. So it's going to be -16r, and that's equal to r squared. Now we'll see there's an r squared on both sides. When you take that to one side, you'll get that they make 0. R squared minus r squared is 0. So therefore we know we're actually working with a linear equation, not quadratic. Even though it looks quadratic, it's not. So we need to get our r's on one side and our numbers on the other side. So it will be 16r on this side if you go add it, and then those two added together is 80. We go divide by 16, so that we get r is 5, and r squared is therefore 25. And then you just go substitute in. The final answer will be x plus 4 squared plus y minus 5 squared, and then equal to 25. Also, just to note, the reason why we knew this is a positive value over there, apart from the fact that it's being r, right, it's not -r, is this is our positive y-axis. Forgot to say that in the beginning. It's important to note though. Then in this question again, similar to the previous one. So just note that one is actually not like drawn exactly where it was actually supposed to be around about there. But yeah, so if you go add a center for yourself, because this is the furthest point, and you can see that because it's where the axes cross, we know that our y value this time will be -10. Okay, this is also our radius, which is our distance in x, meaning that will be r. But do we see it's on the negative side of r now? So radius is always positive, so we need to just add a minus there in front, and then we can go from there. Similar to this one, we go substitute what we have. Okay, we have plus r here because it's negative there, and plus 10, and then again you go substitute in your point, and then you go multiply out what you have. So this is again a trinomial. I would just swap it around so it looks like this, then it's a bit easier to see. So we'll have r squared and we will have 64, the same as previously. Okay, we'll give you the same answers as there, and you will again have negative 16r in your middle, plus this is 12 squared, which is 144, equal to r squared. Again, there's r squared on both sides, so that's just going to make 0. We don't have to bother with that. Take your 16r over, those two add up to 208, and we just divide by 16 so that we can get r is equal to 13. Okay, and then once you've done this, once you've found your r, you just need to finish off your question and go substitute r back in there as well as there. Okay, r squared would be 169. Okay, and then you're done with the question. Okay, so just to keep in mind also here, even though the point here would be negative 13, that distance over there, okay, and it makes sense because that negative 8 is supposed to be on the side of it. I just didn't draw as beautifully as I could have. And then your radius is 13. Just keep in mind that yes, this is a negative 13 here, but we always have the opposite sign, so it does make sense for this to be positive 13. We are working with our center in the third quadrant, so both of those coordinates are negative, so both of these are going to be positive or pluses.